Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to start by running through the basics of the account, of what the different buttons are, how to post, all that kind of stuff, just to make sure that you really know what's going on, because a lot of people don't take the time to really get to know their account. So this is the account for my company, High Voltage Agency. Let's see, I think I'm going to start at the bottom here. So if you see in the bottom right hand corner is the logo. That's my logo. That's your home key. So if you tap that, that's going to take you here where we are. So this is the view that shows you exactly what your account looks like when someone comes to it. And that's a valuable thing because you want to be able to check it out and make sure that everything's in place and looking good. Directly next to that is the heart. So when you tap on the heart, this shows all of the interaction that you have. So it's going to tell you who followed you, who liked your post, who gave a little heart, now that you can kind of like on Instagram as well, to your post. It just kind of shows you what's going on, which is great to know because this is how you keep up with people. So you can see right here, this person followed me. That's giving me the opportunity to follow them back directly from this without having to go to their actual page, which is something that you can take advantage of if you would like to. And this is just a good way to kind of see how your community is responding to things. Directly next to the heart, oh, I should say, so you can see it's on, if you look at the top of the page on the right hand side, it says you. So this is everything that's happening to you, for you, about you. If you go to the left and just tap with your finger following, this shows what people that you're following are doing. So you can't necessarily stalk people through here, which I'm very grateful for, but you can see what they're liking, which can be really valuable because if you're following people that are really your ideal community, you can see what other accounts are they looking at, like what are they interested in. So like here I can go to see, this is probably a friend of hers. I can see the exact post. I can go right there just by tapping on it. So I'm tapping on the image to go to the exact thing that this person liked. It says that she started following these two accounts and two others. I can go and check them out, see what they're about. You can actually get a lot of intel from here. It's really nice. You can see the comments that people have left, and it's not for everybody. It's just when you go in here, it kind of shows the most recent activity for people that you're following. So it'll disappear after a little while, so you can't you don't have to worry about people watching you too closely, really, is what I'm getting at. Okay, so you can go back to you. So now we're going to go from the heart to the little plus, the square in the middle. This is how you put a post up. So this happens to be my logo, which I had redesigned recently. So when you go here, this is letting you pick anything that you want that's in your library. These are some, flat lays for a client that I sent to her earlier for approval. That's something that we're using. These are some earrings that I think are fabulous that I was showing a friend. So it's anything that's in here, and this is a mix for me of my clients and, things that I'm putting on my website, etc., etc. So you can pick anything you like. So here on the image, you'll see on the far right-hand corner, in the bottom right-hand corner of the image, there's a little stack. So we're going to tap that. Now that it's selected, that's going to let me select up to 10 images and or videos that I can put into this one individual post if I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and select the maximum amount from exactly what I've got sitting right here. So there's 10. So let's say these, again, can be all videos, all photos, or photos and videos. I will say this function I don't like to use too much because it looks a little messy on the main feed when you post, because this little icon that you're seeing that's blue right now in the lower right hand corner, that will be white and in the upper right hand corner. So if you have a lot of, when it's posted on the main feed, so if you've got a lot of these little like icons on every one of your photos, it doesn't look so great. And also people don't tend to scroll through them too much. So I usually think it's best if, let's say you're going on vacation or you're going to a conference And you want the image that's on your feed to be beautiful and to be in alignment with your branding and what you're doing there. But you'd also like to share some other things, so this is a great way to do it. So then you can put pictures or videos that aren't quite as perfect in there, and it's a little slideshow, it's manual, it won't do it by itself. People have to actually swipe, and it's kind of good in your post to tell people that so that they know. I personally think that it's much better to put things like this in Instagram stories, which I'll go over in a little bit. But that's more the kind of behind the scenes stuff, things that maybe aren't perfect, maybe aren't your brand colors or, exactly, but you still want to share and people would like it. It does better in stories. More people see it, it gets more interaction, and that's kind of the place for it. But just in case you have an instance where this would be helpful for you, this is what you can do. So now that I've selected 10, and you can select any number from 2 to 10 for this function, I'm going to hit next in the upper right hand corner. So one of the things that this does is when I hit next, it takes me to the filters. So if you pick a filter, it will put the same filter on every single one of your photos. So you don't get to pick a different filter for each photo. So if you are going to use one, it has to look good on all of them. So let's do Clairdon. It, makes it a little cold, but anyways, that's how the filter would work on this. You can also tap on your filter again. Let's go over to Gingham. So if you tap on Gingham again, you're going to see that it's 100% on that filter. So you can slide it down and it does less of that filter. So I'm going to hit cancel, which means that it won't keep what I just did. I can move on. Let's say that I'm going here to Juno, which is a kind of it puts more contrast into all of the pictures. But let's say I'm thinking, that's a little too much contrast. That's a little crazy for me. It's taking out some of the detail because it blew out the white too much. So I'm going to take it back down. Once I hit done, then it'll save. Well, but it's not permanent. So if I hit done and I'm like, I think I don't like this, I think I want to go back to normal, it will do that. But because you kind of saved it on Juno, if you go back to Juno, it'll put that same amount that you custom picked there, custom selected. So that's still at 41. I hit cancel, then it'll go away. Ta-da! So next would just take you directly to the post. So we'll come back to posting a little bit later. So I'm going to hit the back arrow, which is in the upper left-hand corner here. So right here it's saying if you go back now, your edits will be discarded, meaning that it won't save the filter that you used, it won't save the pictures that you selected, any of that. So you can hit discard in the red there and it'll just go away as though it never existed. If you hit save draft, because maybe you want to post it later, maybe you're thinking about it, it will now show up here at the top of your all photos. So I'm going to hit cancel just to get out of this post so that I can show you how to get back to it. So again, I earlier in the day or maybe yesterday put together this post and did all of my zhuzhing to it, and it's ready to go up when I'm ready, at least image-wise. So I'm going to go to the plus in the middle and see how it's right here under drafts. This is only in Instagram, so this won't show up in your photos on your phone. And I'm just so you know, I'm working on an iPhone. I have an iPhone 7. So this is going to be only in Instagram, but you can go to the drafts and you can pick that. And you're like, it's got my filter. It's exactly what I wanted. Oh, sorry, if you slide to the side like that, which I just did. So I swiped with my thumb to the left and it brought up the camera. It's a very blurry camera right now, I think, because I got it too close, but you could take a picture if you wanted to. So I'm going to go to next. And you can see they're all in here. All 10 of them that I picked before, and it's with the filter that I selected on the level that I selected. So when you get to this point and you're writing your caption, you're getting ready to post, if you want to look at the photos again, like I just did, all you have to do is tap that tiny image and it'll get big. And if it's just one picture, that's all you'll see. If it's multiple, you can just slide to the left with your thumb and it'll show you, however far you scroll. And then all you have to do is tap outside the picture or the video on the white part and it'll be small again. I'm going to do a full-on posting run through in a little bit. I want to finish these other things first. So I'm going to cancel that to get out of it. All right, I'm going to start my post again. I'm just going to do this. So what we did is in the bottom right hand corner of the image, you can see the stacked squares. That was stacking the images and or the videos. Here, this is a layout, which you can see it's asking me if I'd like to install it because I've never used it. I personally don't like it. It does exactly what it looks like it does. It's showing you these two images here. You can put them in a number of different configurations. It lets you put multiple images and or videos into one post. Those don't ever do as well. Posts that have multiple images on them, with very rare exceptions. I would say the only exception that maybe comes to mind right off the bat is the fitness community, where they're maybe showing a before and after of someone that's lost 30 pounds, and they'll show a split screen, you know, in the image of this is me 3 months ago and this is me now, and da 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 da. It's kind of good for that. But generally, those images, the split screen ones, don't do as well. And the more you put in there, the worse they do usually. They just get a little too busy, and people usually like to see a cleaner, clearer image. So there's that option. And then there's this one. So you can do a boomerang from here. I personally don't do them from this particular area, as you can see, because it's asking me to install boomerang. A boomerang takes multiple photos all at once. So it's almost like stop motion. So this girl blowing her bubble that you're seeing a million times over, a boomerang will take a bunch of small pictures really quickly, and then it plays all of those images forward and backward, forward and backward. Some people don't like them because they find them to be a little jarring. Some people love them and use them all the time. If you would like to make a boomerang directly from here, you can do so. I don't really recommend it. I think there are easier ways to do it, but if you would like to, you can do it right from here. So I'm going to cancel out of this. Oh, let's do all photos actually. So up here in the top menu, so right now it immediately goes to all photos. Instagram does when you open it and you're picking something. That's its default. See it at the top of the screen where it says all photos and there's a drop down menu. If you tap that, you can go to different files that you have, you know, panoramas, recently added bursts, you know, whatever it is that you've gotten there, so that you can find your stuff, which makes it a little bit easier. So let's see, library, photo, video. So library, we're looking at the bottom left-hand corner now. Library is what we're looking at. Photo means that you can take a photo right in that moment to post on Instagram, like this. Ta-da, isn't that so interesting? Or you can take a video right there in that moment to post on Instagram. Again, I personally don't use these. This little swirl sign at the bottom here, that's so that you can flip the camera around. You can look at yourself. It's kind of no selfie camera. So we're back here again. We're going to keep going along this menu at the bottom. So now we're on to the magnifying glass. This is for search. So when you go to search, this is interesting. So the search, when you first hit it, takes you to videos you might like, photos you might like. These are people that you're most likely not following. And it's showing you, look, we think you would like this based on your hashtags, based on who you follow, based on your interaction. We think that you would like the things that we're suggesting to you here. So this is why you want to make sure that you're properly hashtagging your posts that go up so that you can end up as something suggested for someone that would be ideal for you. It can also be a great way to find new accounts. Like, oh, look at these stylish models walking down the street. What is this account? Oh, it's a big account. Not my cup of tea, but if it was, I'd be really excited to have randomly found it. So I'm just hitting the back arrow in the upper left-hand corner as I'm moving around here. So it's taking me back to what I initially went to. Oh, we're just going to get those animals off the screen. It's taking me back to the magnifying glass. So whenever you tap it, let's just get rid of them. We really don't need that right now. I don't know why that's on there. It's interesting, the things that show up in here sometimes. So if I tap the search bar at the top here, just tapping it with my finger, this is now my own search. So we just went from the page that's always the suggested stuff, which honestly, I personally rarely stop there, but when you're first building your account, it can be a great resource. It's a good place to kind of look around and check out what's going on. So now I'm searching. This might be that I'm searching for an account or a person, a place, a tag. So here you can see highlighted in the upper left-hand corner, it says top. So that means that this is going to be the top results for whatever I'm searching for, meaning that it will search people, tags, and places. So it will be searching people's accounts, actual accounts. It will be searching tags, as in hashtags, and it will search places, as in physical locations, for the word or a search term that I type in here. So I'm going to do a really generic one. I'm going to do food. Okay, so the top ones that come up are, you know, she's got a good name apparently. Yes, Kira. I don't know why she comes up. That's really odd. Anyways, it says foodie. That's why she's at the top there. I don't know how she beat out Food Network, but she did. So 4.9 million. So these are going to show you accounts, the hashtag here, food porn, which I don't recommend using this one because you can see here it's got 134 million and a half posts on it, which means that it moves very quick. So you refresh it one time and it's all new stuff, which is kind of interesting to see how quickly those move. See, all these ones here, most recent, which are going by time that they were put up. Every time I refresh it, it's a completely new because there's so many different ones. So anyways, we're going to go back. So you can see people are coming up, hashtags are coming up. There aren't any places just at the moment, but it could also be a physical place. So let's put hair salon. So that's going to give me a physical location. So this second one down, this is going to show me on the map where it is physically, where it's tagged. These are the top posts, which I'm going to go over that in a second because those are static and these are the most recent. So this is for a shampoo hair salon, this particular location, that's what people are tagging it as. And so these are all of the posts that are associated with it. So I can now go in and look at these, see if it's anyone I want to connect with. I'm just tapping it with my finger and then I can tap the icon in the upper left-hand corner of her face and that will take me to her full account to check out what's going on there. I'm just hitting the back arrow in the upper left-hand corner to go back here. It's nice to do physical locations. It can be really, really helpful, especially with hair salons. Obviously, that's super generic, and these are all location, location, location. Then we get into that. So if you want to search for accounts only, so it says people, but really what it means are accounts on Instagram. So when you put in hair salon and type in people, it's going to give you this list, which it's given me here, of different hair salons. You know, and these people have used, you know, Galleria Hair Salon is the name of the account and the name that they've got hair salon below. So they've tagged it twice as hair salon, which is one of the reasons why it's coming up higher in the search. So tags are hashtags only. So these are all the different hashtags in order of how popular they are, aka how much they have been used. So this is a great place to come when you want to find hashtags that are similar. So let's say hair salon's really generic. It's got almost 4 million posts on it up at the top there. When you're looking for a good hashtag to use, you generally want to stick with ones that have maybe like, even 5,000 is a little low on the traffic side, but sometimes you can mix them in. So you're usually looking for them to have about 10,000 to maybe like 500,000 posts somewhere in there that it's been used for, because that means it's not so big that it's moving so fast that you're not going to be able to find your post once it goes up, and it's not so small that nobody's using it. So hair salon's pretty big. I probably wouldn't use that one. Hair salon owner, that's only got 15,000 on it. Sure, I might try that one out. Hair salon Miami's only got 3,000 on it. That's probably too small. So I'm going to tap on hair salon owner, which is the second one here. So that's going to take me into all of the posts that are under hair salon owner. And it's also going to show me related. Related up at the top here, this is really valuable because this is like, soft curls. Okay, maybe that's a good one for me to check out. I'm going to tap on that. This is what I call going down the rabbit hole. When you're first figuring out what hashtags to use, it does take a chunk of time and it's well worth it. Once you get your hashtags together that you're kind of using on a regular basis, you do want to check in, you know, at least once a month, you know, if not just kind of as you're daily looking around through Instagram and interacting, seeing what people are using, what might be changing up. So top posts, these top 9, these are static-ish. So they are not based on the time that they are posted. These are the ones that have been selected by Instagram's algorithm to be featured at the top here. Depending on the size of the hashtag and how well your post is doing, how much Instagram likes it, you could be up here for a few days, a week. You could get up here multiple times, which is why it's nice to kind of use some of the same hashtags over and over if you're getting a lot of interaction on them, because you can get featured up here, which means you stay. Everything starting from here down, see how it says most recent in the upper left hand corner? This is done by time. So it's purely just the last person that used this hashtag and their post. You can see there's 117,464 of these posts that have been used for soft curls. So I'm thinking, this is great. Soft curls actually means soft curls. Sometimes hashtags get taken over and they get used for things other than what you would expect them to be used for. A great example would be eggplant, which I'm not even going to look up just in case it still has some of that stuff on there, but it got taken over by a male member and it got blocked for a while. So soft curls really is soft curls. You kind of always want to check and make sure that the things that are on there are exactly what you want them to be. So I'm thinking this could be a good one if this is something I offer at my salon. So now that I'm liking this, it's got a good amount of posts on it, not too many. It's kind of got what I need. I'm going to look for now, I just kind of scan to see who's got a picture that looks nice. Like, oh, that's definitely a salon. Okay, let me go and check out the account. So now I'm tapping on the name up at the top so that I can see the full account. And I'm like, she's got 663 followers. There's not that much going on there. Let's go to another one. Let's see, where was the bride? She was down further. It's probably a wedding photographer. Okay, this is a traveling hair. Okay, so they've got 833. Let's see what their interaction is like. The way I just made that happen is I hit the middle there where it's the stacked lines, and that stacks the posts individually. If you go to the left here and you see those 9 dots, 333, that takes you back to the tile view, which lets you select individual posts in any order. If you go to this one in the middle, it stacks them like this and lets you scroll down in chronological order. So I'm seeing she's got 2 comments, no comments, 1 comment. Okay. I like her pictures, but she's not really doing great things, so I'm probably not going to use her. What I'm looking for is someone that has a decent sized account that has interaction on it. Does it probably with hair? It's going to be a little bit hard to find that. But I'm looking for people that have a vibrant account so that I can see what hashtags they're using. So this is kind of another trick. Like, let's see, 38. I'm going to just go to fashion because I know that's going to be a lot easier than hair salons. So again, I went back to, anytime you go back, it's that arrow in the upper left-hand corner, back, back, back to wherever you want to go. I'm still in tags. I typed in fashion, which is very, very generic, as we all know. I'm going to scroll down and look for something that's not so obscenely enormous. All right, I'm going to have to scroll a little while because fashion is so big. Okay, fashion goals. That's more of an appropriate size. So up here it's saying trend setter, fashion killer, all kinds of stuff, stylish, etc. So we're going to want to scroll down. This is looking like it's a good hashtag. I might try this out. Let's try this. Okay, she's got 42,600 followers. Let's see if she uses hashtags. So again, I stacked them by selecting the middle. I'm now scrolling down. And it says view all 15 comments. So I always hit that first and then I scroll to the top. There it is. Because what you always want to do is see how she's got all of her pertinent stuff up in her post. Her post is a little messy. I actually wouldn't put a full link like that because it's not clickable. So there's no point in doing that. You can put it in your bio. Nobody's going to sit and type that out. So other than that, she's pretty much got it down. You want to do your main post and then comment. You see how she did right here on your own photo with your hashtags, and you can do up to 30 hashtags per post. So she's got some good interaction going on here. So I'm probably going to click on style post. I'm going to see how many people are on this. So you scroll down to most recent on the right hand side here. It says 2,900. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry ladies, I'm getting tired. 2,096. And this is a good size. You know, there are enough people on here that it makes sense. So this is probably one that I would use. It also has related up here. This is why it's a rabbit hole. So they're also related. So I just clicked on style post, and now related to style post, Stylegram, style blog, you can check all of these out. You can go down and look for accounts. And I will often get like 10 or 12 deep into this, and then I'm just going to hit my trusty little back arrow until I get all the way back to the original account that I was at. So I hope this makes sense. You want to look for, I'm going to go back again, just to make sure we're clear. So you want to look for a hashtag that's not too large, doesn't have too much happening so that your post would just get lost. Or even if you do, like here, Fashionista's got loads on it. If you go in, you can see, okay, Fashionista is really big, but let me see what's related to it. Okay, Fashion Gram, let me see how big that is. It's probably really huge. It's a big one, yeah. But Fashion Addict, let's see, that's another one. It's pretty big. Let me go to this one. Sorry, I picked one that was just too big. Fashion Style, Fashion Blog, Fashion Blogger, Fashion Blog Post, Fashionista. So I'm probably going to go into, because we're in fashion, which is very large, I'm going to skip the ones at the top because they're probably going to be really, really big accounts. I'm looking for people that are using hashtags that are a good size account that have interaction, because interaction is really what's key to doing well on Instagram, is people talking to you, talking back to you, you speaking to them. Let's try this girl out. Moxie. Okay, so she's got 22,500. That's a good size. And she's got 2 comments, 3 comments. So she doesn't have a lot of interaction. This one does. So I'm going to look and see what hashtags is she using. So this is part of her problem, actually. This is a really good example. Is she's tagging coffee, coffee, and clothes. So this is for the Forever 21 hashtag. Like, she's got really an orange in Orange County. These don't really have to do with her account per se. She wants to have stuff like that last girl had, about being a fashion blogger, fashionista, not those super main ones, but you want to talk about what's going on. You want to relate to the ideal lifestyle of the person that's going to follow you. So putting in Orange County can work, sometimes that might be one, but she's also not using a lot of hashtags, which is one of the reasons that she's, maybe not having so much interaction. It also looks like she doesn't talk back to people a lot. Looks like she has her good days and her bad days for that. So down the rabbit hole to look at her account. So let's say that I found a hashtag that I wanted to follow from her account to check out. So yeah, so she's not really using her hashtags. Okay, let's go Don't Stop Believing. This is probably pretty small, yeah. It's got 1,300 people on it. So I probably wouldn't use that one because it's too small. But let's say this was a good one. Then I'm again going to go and look for accounts on it that I think might be good. I'm going to hopefully find one pretty quickly. This one, not so much. It's not a good example of that. She's probably not even using hashtags. But you basically keep looking for accounts and then look for what hashtags they're using. I'm just going back. Ta-da! To Fashionista. So if you want to search places, as in physical locations, you just hit places and, fashion, LA fashion district, because I'm in Los Angeles, Peachy Fashion, Fashion Island, these all come up. And again, if you go back to top, it gives you a mix of everything. So that's kind of the general search function. That's how you use it. And that's how you start looking for hashtags, ones that will be good. You want to make hashtag, what I call personally, I named them hashtag blocks. So you can put up to 30 in each one. And I like to take advantage of using all 30. And I make different ones for different situations. So for my own personal account, I'll make one for, girls trip. And then I'll do another one for, dinner with the girls. And then I'll do another one for fashion, whatever season it is. And just so that you have that ready so you can copy and paste it after you've done your research like this to find out which ones are appropriate. And you can copy and paste it into the actual post itself as a comment. If you have a custom hashtag, like let's say you're Bloomingdale's. So maybe Bloomies or Bloomingdale's is your hashtag for your people, or maybe Bloomingdale Life or Bloomie's Life. That's your custom hashtag. The benefit of a custom hashtag, especially when you've got a smaller community, is if you do something fun with your hashtag that people can have fun with, when you write your initial post and you use your custom hashtag, that should be the only one that's actually in your post, with an exception here or there, but usually that's what you want to highlight. And that way that it'll stand out to people. And then anyone that wants to come and be part of your community, they can tap on that. Not only will they see all your posts, but they'll see all the posts that anyone in your community has done where they've used the hashtag, so they can kind of see who's part of your community and what's going on and how people are sharing. And it lets you track it as well. It's good for you. So now we're going to go back to the bottom bar here, and we're going to go to the far left, the little house, and tap that. So this is my feed. These are people I'm following. So stories are up here, the little bubbles. So if I tap on that, it'll play. It could be a photo, it could be a video, it could be a number of things. If you tap on the right hand side of the screen, it goes forward. If you tap on the left hand side of the screen, it goes back. And you can go super fast, do, 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 if you want to, and flip on through, and they'll play back to back. So I hit the little X in the upper right hand corner just to clear that. So I can go through here and I can pick individual people to look at, individual stories, and I can pay as much or as little attention to them as I would like to. And you can always go back if you're like, oh, that was too fast, I didn't get to see what that was. Or this girl in particular, she has tagged the location she's at. This is The Smith, so I'm tapping on that. It says see location. So I'm like, these are all photos from that location. So I can see what it looked like, what other food and drinks are there, who's, interacting.